Heyho friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you my PVE build of Ranger's hero class Fenrir. Archer class has in general a hard time to do PVE even after many buffs the class gets, since the class is usually used only for farming. Can this class break the cycle of Archer's bad luck and compete with another PVE classes? Let's find out together. But before we start, don't forget to show some loves, like and subscribes. Alright, let's do this! First of all, let's see how much damage I can do with full buffs. The dummy setting is as follows. At first, I am going to show you my penetrating arrow damage with max core level 77. As you can see, my damage fluctuates between 250 millions and 400 millions, which isn't bad at all. Now I am going to show you my damage with only core level 6. As expected, my damage is going to be halved. It's crazy how big the damage difference is, and that's also the reason why you need to get max level as soon as possible. Now I'm going to show you the damage on MVP dummy, here using Lost Isle Legend 2 boss setting. The damage full buff is about 10 millions with core level 6. With max core level, my damage should be at least doubled. Now my runes are equipped again, and my core level is back to max level. As expected, the damage is now doubled and nice enough for legend instances. First of all, I am going to show you how the stats should be distributed and which attributes are important for instances. For DPS, you have 3 important stats. DEX is your basic stats to boost your attack, LUK to boost your crit damage, and AG to boost your attack speed. If you don't use any AG related headgear and cards such as Fluffy Tail headgear or Dragonfly Star card, you can have high DEX and LUK, put some points to AG to reach the max attack speed, and put the remaining points to VIT for survivability. Otherwise, you can go with max DEX and AG and put the remaining points to LUK or both LUK and VIT. As you can see, with this account I don't have max attribute points even with level 170. I want to show you the point difference without bonus points. You can get the bonus attribute points from maxing normal class job level, which I have showed you in my previous video. For legend instances, you need 80% penetration, 50% auto attack damage, and 50 to 90% element damage. In the following, you can see all my stats and attributes. The skills for hero classes are similar to 4th job skills, which means you can max out all the skills. Moonshot is Fenrir's core skill, allowing you to trigger penetrating arrow every 5 normal attack. The penetrating arrow can be triggered every 4 normal attack with core level 4, which means the arrow can be triggered quicker than usual. At max core, your penetrating arrow's damage is doubled against monsters in PvE and can deal HP loss against players in PvP. In the following, you can see the damage differences between each core level in PvE. As you can see, the damage is very different between core level 6 and 7. That's why it's very important for Fenrir to have max core level 7. Moonshadow Barb is one out of 2 DPS skill Fenrir has. Using this, you can move to the front quickly while shooting 3 penetrating arrows in a fan shape. Additionally, you will be invulnerable for 1 second after using this skill, which is great for your survivability. This skill can be used twice in a row, and even 3 times in a row if your main weapon's tier 5 is activated. Moonwolf Assault is your other DPS skill, allowing your Moonwolf to attack the enemies. Moonwolf can inflict bleeding and land critical attacks, which ignore enemies' physical defense. With Ice Jail, you can apply magic chains to enemies near you, restricting their movements and dealing 20% more damage to them. Moonshackle inflicts Cursed Chain to the enemies, restricting their movement completely and reducing their attack up to 80% for 5 seconds. Frost Moon Arrow converts your element into water and increases your auto attack damage by 30% for 2 minutes. After using Twilight attack, your penetration is increased by 30% and crit damage is increased by 50%. Additionally, the 5 following auto attacks trigger penetrating arrow. That's why this buff should be used as soon as the skill is cooled down. Blood Moon is a nice passive skill, allowing you to deal more damage the more HP enemies lose. On top of that, you have the ability to heal yourself depending on enemies' remaining HP. With Barbarity, you can reduce the cooldown time of Moonshackle for every penetrating arrow you trigger, and heal yourself for every Moonshadow Barb you use. Thanks to Moonwolf's Rage, the damage of Moonwolf Assault is increased by 30%, and Moonshackle can be applied to enemies when Moonwolf Assault deals critical damage. And lastly, Lunar Eclipse, increasing your water element damage and max SP by 50%. This skill also serves as your main anti-fatal skill. This is my equipment overview of main and shadow equipments. To boost your damage, you can use Voice of Soulbone as your offhand. Try to get Armor Breaker as high as possible for your Encha. You can use Alistar, Thor Soul, Late King's Chest Knights, or Mary Rowland card. For armor, I currently use Storm Defense to boost both critical damage and penetration. Alternatively, you can use following armors. Try to get Sharp or Arch 3 or 4 in your armor. For cards, you can use following cards. For Garment, I choose Imperial's Nightscape to boost both my critical damage and auto attack damage with VDI as Ancient. Also, in my opinion, you have to use Moonfrost card not only to boost your element damage, but also to improve your survivability through Lunar Eclipse. Other alternatives would be Dragonfly Star or Mayfair Lynx card. I use these shoes to boost my attack and penetration. Alternatively, you can use Emperor of the Seas or Feather of Light. Try to get high PDI as Encha. There are some good cards for shoes like Moonistar, Edgar Star or Flute Star. As low budget alternatives, you can use Water Spirit or Rainbow Fall card. For accessories, you should use Emerald Button to boost your water element damage. Alternatively, you can use Diamond Earring for penetration or Kiss of Gemini for range attack. Try to get PDI for your encha as high as possible. You can use following cards in your accessories. For weapon, you have two options, Overload Crab Bow or Frost Moon Arrow. I recommend you to use Frost Moon because your penetration, auto attack and crit damage can be improved easily. It's also very important to get tier 5 as soon as possible to increase the number of Moon Shadow Barb you can do in a row. With this, your DPS and survivability can be perfectly optimized. Try to get Arch 3 or 4 to boost your range attack. For cards, you can use Drake Star or Minus Star card to boost your damage. For headgear, I currently use Spring Platter to boost my crit damage. Alternatively, you can use following headgears. Try to get High Zeal as high as possible in your encha. For cards, you can use following cards or any penetration or damage related cards. Cute Blower is one of the best face headgear we have so far. Optimize this headgear by refining this to +6. Other face headgear that are useful are as follows. For encha, you can go with high PDI. Ocean's Attachment is one of the best mob headgear for PvE. You need to get at least +6 to maximize the damage bonus from this headgear. You can use Shape of My Heart, Huge Bounty, or any penetration or damage related mob headgear alternatively. Zeal is the best encha for this one. Currently, I use Goodwill Gift Box to boost my damage against monsters. To boost your damage even further, I recommend you to use Chicken Eggs. For encha, you can go with Sharp 3 or 4. For tail, you can use any damage related tail headgear for auto attack classes such as Fox Herald, Fluffy, or Rock Bunny. Try to get Arch as high as possible to boost your range attack. For shadow equipments, you can use following equipments. The encha should be the same like the one for main equipments. For offhand, I recommend you to use Hylian Bracelet because of its damage boost and tier 5 for better survivability. Alternatively, you can use Think Magic Bracelet. For armor, you can use Tyr's Armor for boosting your critical damage and penetration. Tyr's tier 5 also allows you to take instant damage up to 50% of your max HP, basically a mini version of HP Rally. For garment, I choose Cloud Undershirt to improve my attack and crit damage. I use Saint Mary's because the shoes are good shoes overall for both physical and magic user. Alternatively, you can use Boar Bristle shoes to boost your damage. For accessories, I recommend you at least to use one fading tier to improve your critical damage abruptly. For the other one, you can use Water Boots or following alternatives. For the attack mirror, you can use either Bilge's Armor, Combustible Knife, or Claw. For the defense mirror, you can use anything you desire. For the relic, I recommend you to use Horn of the Unyielding for better survivability or Lord of Vain to boost your damage through pen and higher element coefficient. If you don't use Boitata Star card in your armor, alternatively I would recommend you to use Era Fire Seed to boost your damage, since damage to demi-human is easier to achieve. For the attribute runes, you can put yours as shown below. For advanced runes, you should focus on getting all 6 runes with second line to get your max score level as soon as possible. Impending Doom rune improves your attack range, while in Twilight attack up to 3 meters. With Frost Arrow rune, you can additionally reduce the enemy's water damage reduction for every stack of Frost Moon Arrow up to 15%. Ice Prison rune allows you to improve your Ice Jail by reducing enemy skill damage up to 80%. Wolf Raid rune increases your crit damage of Moonwolf Assault up to 50%. You can enter hiding while improving your movement speed up to 50% for 3 seconds after using Moonshadow Barb with the help of Starluna Blade rune. Moon Prison rune reduces the cooldown time of Moonshackle up to 30%. For arcane runes, I recommend you to use following runes. Use White Blade rune to boost your damage, mostly if you do solo instance and boss gets to approach to you to attack. Transmission rune can optimize the damage of your penetrating arrow if your enemy is 6 meters away from you. War Preparedness rune is a nice one to improve your survivability. With this and all the damage reduction buffs, Fenrir can survive the damage he receives even better. For AC runes, you can like on all the rune points with guild contributions. In the following, you can see all attributes you can get from AC runes. Prioritize to get important related attributes such as water damage, penetration, PDI, and crit damage. First of all, let's see how much damage I can do on this floor. I was using full buffs here including foods, meals, and alloy. My attack pattern is as follows: Prepare for Elite, Ice Jail, Moonwolf Assault, and Attack. Avoid his AoE skill with Moonshadow Barb. Besides avoiding AoE or burst damage, you can also use Moonshadow Barb for extra DPS. Thanks to Fenrir's water damage, I could finish this floor quite easily. For the second floor, you can just use the same strategy and you shouldn't have any problem to kill the boss. Also, don't forget to use Twilight attack as soon as the skill is cooled down to get extra penetrating arrow 5 times in a row. By the way, you can also heal yourself with Moonshadow Barb. Basically, this class has all, from DPS to survivability. For this floor, I changed my strategy a little bit, using Ice Prison only for the second phase. In the first phase, you shouldn't have any problem at all, just reduce the boss HP as soon as possible. Kill the summon MVP as soon as possible, and don't forget to use Ink or Flower to restore your HP if needed. As you can see, I had a harder time to survive because my anti-fatal isn't well optimized yet, because I don't have Moon Arrow card. I need to fill my SP as soon as possible after triggering Lunar Eclipse. After killing the heart, you will enter the third phase. Just kill the boss as soon as possible and you should be good. Use Moonshadow Barb to damage more and avoid her burst damage. For this floor, I use the same strategy like on Lost Isle Legend. Avoid all AoE or burst damage you can see and kill the mini dragons as soon as they are summoned, but this shouldn't be a problem at all. This floor was somehow easier to finish than I thought, but it was still challenging. The second floor is easier in general, you can avoid all his attack easily. In general, the problem would be to kill the Rook as soon as possible, but Fenrir with max core level should kill Rook easily. Take the boss to the corner to avoid his chest minions. As soon as the first phase is done, Rook will be summoned. As expected, my damage is good enough to quickly kill Rook. Repeat this strategy until the boss is taken down. In the following, you can see the list of pro and contra of using Fenrir for PVE. That's it, that was my PVE build of Fenrir. In my opinion, this class is definitely worth it to try and surprisingly one of the best PVE classes we have so far. Fun fact, do you know that I didn't use any special arrows for all damage tests? Basically, I can do more damage if I use raised arrow. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Feel free to ask and give comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. See you soon, your FLyTuT.